All right, welcome to episode 2 of Real Talk with myself, William Moyer, and my friend Kabi.
Hi.
Kabi, you ready to talk some movies today?
I am ready to talk about movies today.
What do you want to start with?
I think we should start with favorite foreign movies.
Favorite foreign movies. So yeah, we just got a few topics for you today, but first off, give a few of our favorite foreign movies. Can be from all over the world, just not American. What do you got, Kabi?
My favorite foreign movie is probably Amélie. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen
Amélie,
it yet. No.
I recommend it. Like, beautiful movie.
Is it?
Beautiful story. Very
It's
funny.
French?
Yes, it's very
Don't
funny.
you speak French?
No, not really. No.
Okay, I thought
Just a
you
little
did.
bit.
So you can't really understand it.
No, not fully, no.
That
But
would be sweet.
yeah, that would be
Watching the
sweet.
movie and understanding it. In a
No,
different
I mean, like, yeah, subtitles and whatnot.
yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite. That's probably my favorite movie that is foreign, as far as I know. Because I feel like I've seen a couple more. I just
Yeah.
can't think of any right now.
I think I've got a good list that I can give you. But speaking of subtitles, I've got sort of a take about subtitles. I think people act like subtitles are this huge burden when you're watching a movie, and I think people got to get over themselves. Because I remember it was the director of Parasite,
Yeah.
which is that's one of my favorite foreign movies. I think Bong Joon-ho is his name. He in his Oscar acceptance speech, because Parasite won the Oscar for best movie.
Yeah.
He said that people have to get over the 1 inch tall wall that is subtitles, and they'll be their minds will be open to like so many more amazing movies. And I think that is like so true, because there's some of my favorite movies are like foreign movies, and like just getting past subtitles, and once you watch a few movies with it doesn't, you like start to not even notice it.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't even notice a movie have the way I watch the movie is different, obviously, because I can't
you can't.
really get distracted. You have to have your full focus on the movie, which I think honestly makes for a better experience.
Yes.
Because when you have your full focus on a movie, you're more locked in and you like really get everything out of it. So
Sometimes I look away and I have to like rewind.
yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of my take on subtitles. And I think people are just like, you just got to get over it, because there's so many great movies that like, and a lot of the movies are so great that like, even though you don't fully understand like what they're saying, because like translation does obviously like not give you the full effect. A lot of these movies are so like visually amazing, and you get so much of the story. Like with Parasite, you really don't even need to hear them talking a lot of the time. You just like can see the movie see what's happening, and it's like, especially with Parasite, that's the first foreign movie I want to talk about is Parasite. I love that movie so much. Like, I remember the first time I watched it, I didn't really fully get it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I was like, I kind of see the hype, but I didn't really understand it. And then I watched it again, and I was like, dude, this movie is so good. Like,
Matter of fact,
it's so good.
I'm gonna add it to my watch list right now.
You've seen it before?
No, I have not.
You've never watched Parasite?
No.
Oh man, you have to watch Parasite. That's
I'm logging.
I have it on Blu-ray if you ever want to borrow it.
I'm logging into Letterboxd right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But there's another foreign movie that's one of my favorites, also by Bong Joon-ho. Is in 2003 he made this movie called Memories of Murder that I've watched probably 4 or 5 times. That is really good. Yeah, Memories of Murder. It has the same starring actor, and it's basically about these detectives in the 80s and that are trying to solve these strings of murders, like this crazy killer who is a murderer, and they're just like incompetent, and there's it's a very serious movie. There's like, it's very serious, but it also is so good at the comedy in the movie, but also not letting the comedy like take away from the seriousness of the story. if you had seen Memories of Murder, you'd get it. Like it's so good.
Like, is it like Inglourious Bastard? It's like where I'm laughing, but like it's also like it's kind of serious, but it's kind of funny.
It's not like, it's sort of like that. Yeah, I would say it's like it is definitely serious, but it's like yeah. There's, it's just like laughing at how incompetent.
Yeah.
And like this isn't really a spoiler, but one of the detectives, is he's just, whenever they're like interrogating people, he'll always just like run up and like drop kick the person, like just run up and like jump and like just like drop kick them, and it's like it is like every single person they interrogate, he does it to, and like it is just so funny, like. And then every time they get mad at him for it, but he just keeps like, he'll just like jump over the table and drop kick them, and then the person will like fall back in their chair, and it's so funny.
I'll say another foreign movie I like is a very recent one. What's it called? All Quiet on the Front.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Yes.
I love that movie.
I remember that. That was really, really good.
That movie.
German.
It's like
yeah.
You know those movies are like anti-war, but like the war. I think that's one of the more effective ones.
Critique on war.
They make it less cool.
Yeah.
Like more tragic, as opposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to actually go and join them.
Yeah, like Top Gun or something. Where it makes war look, and the military look all cool and stuff.
He just the character. Spoiler alert: the character just dies.
Yeah, well, so All Quiet on the Western Front originally was a book that came out like I think around the time of World War I.
Yeah,
and there was a movie that came out in the 30s of All Quiet on the Western Front, and then this movie that came out, I think, was it 2021? That was a remake of it.
Something like that. That's the one I watched.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen. I haven't read the book or seen the original movie, but people say the book is great and the original movie is great, so I gotta watch and read that at some point. But the new one was very good.
Yeah, it made me so sad.
Yeah, no, how very bleak movie.
Yeah, it's just the death was so insignificant.
Oh,
and that was the point, and it's just like chef's kiss.
Yeah, there's another movie like that, Apocalypse Now. Have you seen that one?
Nah,
dude.
Apocalypse Now.
It's by Francis Ford Coppola. So good. That's another like bleak war movie, and Full Metal Jacket too. Very, very bleak. Those are
3-hour movie.
Yeah, but it's so good. There's a lot of war movies I find kind of boring, especially like The Hunt for Red October, like those ones that kind of like make it seem cool, but the ones like All Quiet on the Western Front or Full Metal Jacket or Apocalypse Now, where they're like critiquing it and stuff and like showing like how terrible it really is. I like those a lot.
Would you say Saving Private Ryan is like critiquing or?
That movie, I just kind of see that as, I mean, it does show how like terrible and destructive, like that opening scene, like on the beach.
Yeah, I just picture myself there, and I'm like, I'm gonna be the first one.
It's so tough to watch. That first scene is so tough to watch. I remember when I was like 7 or 8, my dad tried to have me watch that with him.
That's crazy.
And the first scene, like I see this guy like walking with his arm, he's holding his one arm in the hand of his other arm because his arm got blown off. And I told my dad like I don't want to watch this. So I didn't watch it for a long time, and then I saw it. And it's a great, I remember watching that and I didn't even want to like log it on Letterboxd or anything because to me it just feels like historical reenactment. Like obviously there's like dramatized stuff in it, but especially that opening scene, I'm like, this is just like kind of
just what happened
documentary. But a great that's I don't know if I'll watch it again, probably at some point. But it was so tough to watch. It's like I don't know. It was great though. Another foreign movie I really like, The Worst Person in the World. This came out in 2021, and you probably haven't seen it.
The Worst Person in the World?
Yeah. It is from, the movie is in Norwegian, and It's so good. It's like this story about this woman who can't find like what her passion is.
Yeah.
Like she'll start something, like whether it's photography or wanting to be an author or something, and she just doesn't. She keeps switching from job to job and career to career because she can't find what she likes, and it's like that. So she's like kind of lost in life, and also it's like a romance story as well.
Yeah.
Because she's with this guy who is a bit old. I mean, it is a bit older than her, like 10 years. She's like 25, like late 20s, and he's like in his early 40s.
Yeah.
So they're a bit like different in age, and he wants to have kids and she doesn't yet because she's like indecisive. Like the whole movie's kind of about her like indecisiveness and that type of stuff. And it's a really good movie. I've seen that a few times. It's very emotional. Yeah, no, it's a really good movie. It's a part of actually a trilogy, which we were going to talk about trilogies later, which I haven't seen the other two movies, just that one, because it's kind of like a unofficial trilogy where it's just 3 stories that are all kind of the same type of story by the same director.
Yeah.
But not like, they're not all one like narrative.
Okay.
It's just like 3 stories.
It's almost like what do you call it when like a different character has their own movie, like
spin-off?
Yeah, is it kinda?
I mean, it's just 3 different stories, but they're all set in the same city and they're by the same director. So it's just like kind of unofficial trilogy, I guess.
They're connected, but
yeah, they're connected.
But yeah.
What I've seen probably more foreign movies than a lot of people. There's a movie that I saw. There's a director. I think he's he's Iranian. Is that how you would say it? Iranian. Abbas Kiarostami. I think that's how you pronounce it. But there's 2 movies that I've seen by him: Taste of Cherry and Close Up. Have you seen or heard of either of those?
No.
Dude, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Taste of Cherry is about this guy who is, he's suicidal, and he wants, he's driving around this city, like in probably Iran, and he's driving around trying to find someone that will bury him because he wants to kill himself and he wants to be buried. So he drives around this city, and he basically goes around and he like encounters these different people. He encounters this guy who's young and he's like in the army, and he like scares him off because he like drives him to this place and he's like, I want you to bury me here. And then the guy like runs off because he's like, he doesn't want to do it. And then he encounters this guy who's like older, and he gives them he has this like probably 10-minute monologue speech about like life. And the movie's called A Taste of Cherry, and the reason it's called that is because he gives him this line like, why would you want to give up like the taste of cherry, like all the simple things in life. That is a really great emotional movie. Taste of Cherry is really good. And then another one called Close Up I've never seen anything like this movie. It was like a half documentary, half movie about this guy who pretends to be this famous Iranian director, and he plays himself in the movie, like reenacting it.
Yeah.
But also some of it is like the story happening in real time of him like impersonating this guy and pretending to be this director because he's this guy who like has nothing going for him, and he wants to be the director. So he like impersonates him, and it goes through like his like mental stuff with it.
Yeah.
And that movie is like really good. Both you should watch those sometime because like I don't even know how I found them. Probably just like on Letterboxd going around looking at movies, and they're like very highly rated.
Nah, my list of like my foreign movies, I don't think I really watched many foreign movies.
Yeah.
I mean, even Amélie, like I watched that in my French class. And the other foreign movie I watched was Intouchable.
I've never
The
heard
Intouchables.
of that.
There's an American version.
Yeah.
With,
I think I've heard that.
Yeah, but there's the French one. There's a French one.
Yeah.
And that's the only other foreign movie I watched.
Yeah. Well, I thought of this because I'm taking a German film class right now, and we watched a German movie in there. It was called crap, what was it called? It was pretty good, actually. It was called Beyond Silence. It was about this girl who grows up with 2 deaf parents, and she wants to be a musician.
Yeah.
And like her experiences of that, because her dad like is kind of against it, because he like doesn't understand it, and it kind of like aggravates him. Like music just sort of aggravates him because he like just can't. I mean, he can't hear, so he like doesn't really understand it. But it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, watching that in my German class, and I don't know what else we're gonna be watching, but
I'm planning to see this
like
very realistic war movie. Well, apparently, because that's what I heard.
What is it?
It's called Come and See.
Come and See.
Yeah, you ever seen that?
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is, and I'm like scared to watch it because I know it's like it's supposed to be like one of the most like bleak and
yeah.
I'd watch that with if when were you planning on watching it?
Probably tonight, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna. Ooh.
Shoot.
I have rehearsal at like 6:30. Yeah,
it's pretty long too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's just about 2 hours.
I do need to watch that. I haven't, and I want to. But
2.5 is pretty long. Actually.
That's like one of those movies that I'm kind of like intimidated by.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know it's so heavy.
Shoot, might get PTSD from it. But, yeah, I'll probably watch that tonight.
Nice. Yeah. We got to talk about it. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it this week too,
Okay.
and then we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
More foreign movies that I've watched. This Japanese director, Ryosuke Hamaguchi. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but there's 2 movies I've seen by him. Drive My Car, which I really enjoyed. It is like a very slow-paced 3-hour movie about this guy who he finds his wife cheating on him, and he doesn't like say anything at first.
Yeah.
And then she dies before he can like do anything.
Oh my.
So he's like just like going through it. And he's like a theater director.
Yeah.
And he's like going and like starting this like doing this like play or whatever. And they're like going through like starting the like read-throughs of the script and stuff.
Yeah.
And he has this driver with him who like has like tough past and stuff, and they like kind of get through it together. But that was a really amazing movie. I liked that a lot. And then a movie by him that came out 2 years ago, Evil Does Not Exist, is really good. It was about this like community in Japan, this like really small town that gets like this like corporate group trying to come in and like build all these like camping spots in their town, and like bring a bunch of stuff to their town, but they don't really want it.
Yeah.
Because they just want their small town to stay small and like keep their community and stuff, and not have these people come in, even though they would probably like get more money in the town, but they just don't want it, and like the conflict with that. And that was a really good movie too.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then one more foreign movie.
Okay.
This was one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was called Cure. It's by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. Came out in 1997, and it is probably the like most terrifying movie I've seen. It's about this guy. So it's about this. There's this detective who is trying to solve these murders, and the murders are happening like because these people are just like going crazy, kind of like out of nowhere, and then just like killing people. And they're all happening in the same way.
Yeah. And
he like just can't figure out why these people are doing it, because they kill the person and then they're like, I don't remember if they kill themselves or they like snap out of it or what, but it's like a psychological horror type movie, and it's not like paranormal or supernatural. It's like this guy is like kind of like hypnotizing these people basically, but like the way he does it, the way that this like murderer I guess does it is crazy. And then like the detective kind of gets like caught in it too. And it's just that I was very, very surprised by how good that movie was. And it was that I haven't watched it again, but I need to, because I like I can't stop thinking about it, and I watched it like months ago, so that was really good. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have
Foreign movies.
I'm kind of disappointed in myself. It's like,
Nah, you're good.
I feel
I'm kind of a freak. I watch over 100 movies a year.
Oh wow. There's no way I could do
You
that.
could if you wanted to. If you
I wanted
committed
to.
yourself.
If I wanted to, but I have no such commitments. As much as I love cinema.
All right.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk about trilogies now?
Let's talk about trilogies.
What is one of your favorite trilogies? We'll just go back and forth.
Isn't it obvious?
Does it start with dark and end with night?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yep.
The third movie is okay, but the first two movies. So.
Yeah, especially the Joker one.
Yeah.
Man, cinema.
Yeah.
So you're ranking the second one's the best, the first one, and then the third one?
Yeah, the third one is so mid. Kind of ruins it.
You thought it was mid?
Yeah, it's
I don't know if it's mid. I enjoyed it.
Really?
It just is kind of a letdown from the second one because the second one is so good. It's so tough to follow it up.
That is true.
Like if the second one wasn't so good, I think you would think like, man, that one was so good.
Yeah, that is true. You're just kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Still. Have you watched The Maze Runner?
No, I need to see it. We talked about it last week.
Oh yeah. Nah, you should.
And Allie texted me after saying like, you haven't seen The Maze Runner? And I was like, yep. Sorry, I'll watch it.
You should.
I know it's a whole trilogy.
It's like if they definitely didn't, but if they filmed it like from one to third one throughout, it would make sense because it feels that way. It doesn't feel disconnected at all.
It just feels like one long movie.
Yeah, they just start from point A to point B to C.
Have you seen the Lord of the Rings movies? Me neither. Me neither. And I know they're like
dude,
they're supposed to be the best, but like
I'm so glad you said it.
I just can't get into like fantasy stuff. Like I don't know, I don't get it.
I mean, I watched Narnia. That's a fantasy thing.
Yeah.
I only like the first movie.
Yeah.
Dude, sometimes I just avoid watching like movies that are too famous, just because
I kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, just for that very reason, and that's probably the only thing that's stopping me from watching those movies.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. But let me think. Okay, one of my favorites, obviously, grew up watching them, is the original Star Wars trilogy. I love those.
I have not
Please.
watched.
Oh man,
I have not watched a single Star Wars like media ever.
Dang, we gotta sit down and watch them, man.
And I don't know. I don't really know where to start. Like, should I start from like the very first? And
start with the original ones.
Okay.
To me, those are the only ones that matter.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are gonna disagree, and a lot of people like the prequels and stuff, but the originals, those are the only ones that, to me, truly matter. And truly are good.
I don't know. I never really got into it.
It's okay.
Never watched Star Trek. Never watched any of those kind of stuff.
I've watched Star Trek. Not in a long time, but
I've
seen Star Trek.
I've seen like moments from the show. Like I've seen Family Guy Star Wars.
Okay, please.
If that helps.
No, that doesn't help. that hurts. Another. Please, have you seen the Indiana Jones? Oh, Kabi. Kabi's got his head in his hands right now.
I'm sorry, bro.
Man.
It's too famous for me.
No, dude.
It is.
But it's famous for a reason.
Yeah, but
you would love the Indiana Jones movies, dude. They're so good.
All of them, or
the first three.
The first three.
That's the original trilogy, and then they've made two more also. But there's the original three, which is Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade.
Which one does he like hide himself in the fridge? Because I know there's like a meme about that.
I don't remember which one that is. My favorite is Temple of Doom, even though Raiders of the Lost Ark, the original, is like Temple of Doom. A lot of people say is the worst of the three, but I don't know. It just has so much charm, and the character Short Round in it is like my favorite. He's my favorite side character in all of the Indiana Jones movies.
This Temple of Doom, like the second one or the third one?
The second one.
Okay.
And it's just I love Temple of Doom. I love all of them. The first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is probably the most iconic one. That's the scene with the boulder, where he like, I'm sure you've seen it, where he swaps out the the treasure for the other thing, and then he runs away running from the boulder and stuff that's coming at him.
Yeah.
That's the opening scene in the first one, and that's like, I mean, amazing opening. And they're directed by Steven Spielberg too, like the GOAT. So yeah, Kabi, they're directed by Spielberg, so you have to watch them.
I gotta take notes.
Take notes?
I mean, on something
Start
else.
taking notes, man.
All right, I might actually watch those.
Yeah. Great, dude. They're so good. Start with, just watch in chronological order. And Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones is so good. Like, he's the best. He's so good. Spielberg also was a producer on the Star Wars movies. He didn't direct them, but he produced them.
Okay.
So, and that's the reason you should watch Star Wars.
Well, what do you think about the new Star Wars movies?
Not my thing.
Okay. How about The Mandalorian? I heard good things about that.
I watched like a couple episodes.
And then you just stopped.
Yeah. That's what I do with like all TV shows. Like I'm so bad at watching TV shows.
You're not a TV show kind of guy?
No. I'm watching Twin Peaks right now though.
Okay.
Since David Lynch passed away, I'm rewatching all that.
Because I was thinking next week we could talk about like TV shows too.
I mean, I have seen TV shows. I've watched The Sopranos. I've watched the first season and a half of The Wire. I've watched Breaking Bad.
I couldn't.
A lot of comedies.
This is controversial, but I couldn't get into The Sopranos. I just couldn't.
You didn't like The Sopranos?
I didn't. It's not that I didn't like it. I just couldn't get into it. You know, like I feel like if I continued watching, I probably would have eventually. Because that's what I did with Breaking Bad. Like, At first, I was like, this is kind of dragging.
The Sopranos does get better as it gets along. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same as Breaking Bad. A lot of people say the first season kind of drags.
Yeah.
And then it gets better.
Yeah.
But The Sopranos, I love The Sopranos. I think Sopranos is probably the best show ever.
Really? I'll watch it and I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Because Breaking Bad to me, it's just untouchable.
The Wire is really good too. I haven't finished it. I've only watched the first season and a half, but The Wire is amazing.
All right, I'll watch it. There's this show called Barry. Have you seen that?
I watched the beginning and then
You didn't like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't get into
it. Yeah, no, I'm planning on watching that too.
Yeah, and I've watched it. My favorite like series ever is True Detective season 1. Mm-hmm. Have you?
No.
Okay.
I've never even heard of it.
It's so good.
Wait, True Detective?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I've heard of it. I'm so slow.
The first each season is a different story. The first season is Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Oh.
Trying to solve these murders in Louisiana.
I've seen like clips on Instagram.
Oh, you gotta watch it, man.
Is it recent?
Like early 2010s.
Okay.
But it's so good. I've watched it probably like 3 or 4 times, the series. It's only 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So it's really easy to watch. Like you can watch it in like a few days. Like I remember we were gonna fly back. We were in Florida and we were gonna fly back out of Atlanta and we missed our flight. So we had to drive from Atlanta back to Akron. And I just watched the entirety of True Detective season 1 on the drive because we had it was like a 12-hour drive, so I was just like, man, I'll just watch this again. And I was not bored the whole time. I was entertained. So if you ever have a 10+ hour car ride, just watch True Detective season 1.
I bet. All right, back to trilogies.
Yes. Indiana Jones, Star Wars, the Oceans trilogy, Oceans 11, 12, and 13.
I haven't watched
those. Are my favorite action movies.
We talked about that last.
Yeah.
Underrated. Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda trilogy.
Yeah, bro. Nah.
Is it Rush Hour? Rush Hour.
Oh.
Even I've only seen the first 2, but I love Rush Hour.
I love Rush Hour, bro. I like the third movie. It's just not as good.
Yeah.
Like,
aren't they making a 4th or something?
That's what I've been hearing that rumor for like the past 4 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think it's coming.
I don't know. They probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Just leave it how it is.
I've been hearing that for like forever.
I remember I watched the first one and then I just watched the second one right after because I was like, this was so good. Because it was like a Saturday morning and I had nothing to do. They're so funny. The Before trilogy, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. It's these romance movies with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and they are the first movie is set. These two people meet on a train, and they they basically have like one date together until they like go their separate ways, and they're like, it's like a romance movie, but it's really good. And then they meet 9 years. It's in real life, the movie was made 9 years later, but then they meet again 9 years later.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
So that's before sunset, and then before midnight is 9 years after that.
Oh, okay.
It's
so
really good.
They're just going 9 years. 9 years.
Yeah, and there's 3 movies of it.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Those are my favorite like romance movies.
27 years. Oh my god.
Yeah. The first one was like 94, I think. The second one is 2003, and then the third one is like 2012, I think.
It's the same casting?
Yeah, same actors. So good. Same director too. Yeah.
Are they all pretty good, or is it just?
No, they're all amazing. My favorite is the second one, but they're all really, really good.
Does the story just continue, or do they like start over, or?
The story continues.
Okay.
It's 9 years after each one.
Wait, so do they just like they meet each other for like one day in each movie?
The first one is them meeting each other for the first time, and they have that one day together. The second one is them meeting again, and then the third one is like 9 years later, and they're like married.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like they're not just
they
haven't met each other 3 times.
No, no.
That would be wild.
No, but I mean, they're all each 3 movie is set in like one day, so it's not like they're all the same like type of premise and stuff. They're really good though.
Oh,
so good.
Spider-Man trilogy.
Oh,
those are
my favorite superhero movies.
I might have to take it back. It might be that for me.
Your favorite trilogy?
Yeah, it's just
okay.
Maybe not even.
Which one is your favorite? Obviously, the third is probably the worst.
Yeah, even though I do think it's overhated.
Yeah, I agree. Because I remember before the Spider-Man movie with all 3 of them, was it No Way Home, that came out a few years ago. My sister had wanted to watch it. She had never seen any of them, so we went back and watched like all of them.
Yeah.
And like going back and watching like Spider-Man 3, I was like, dude, this isn't even bad. Like this is pretty good. Like this is pretty good.
It's a pretty good movie.
And then like the Amazing Spider-Man ones weren't that bad too.
Yeah.
Like the second one is still pretty bad of the Amazing Spider-Man ones, but the first one's pretty good.
The first one's pretty good. I've rewatched the first one at least. I mean, for Amazing Spider-Man at least 3 times, and I liked it each time. I'd say my favorite is probably the second one.
I like the first one the most.
The first one.
I like the second one. Like the villain, he's really good. Doc Ock is really good.
Yeah.
But like Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, like he's so good. Like, I just love it. Like the story, like the whole like story and plot in the second one is better.
Yeah, no, I prefer that second one because like I just feel so bad for like Peter. Like I'm like, damn, bro.
The second, like the first one, like the Green Goblin is the villain. Like it's just like I love it. It's so good.
Do you think Willem Dafoe should play like the Joker?
The Joker?
Yes.
Because
I personally
don't know if
think
he could
so.
play the Joker.
I feel like he could.
Barry Keoghan is going to be playing the Joker in the Robert Pattinson Batman movies.
Oh, okay, I know the Irish guy.
I can't wait for that second one.
Oh, me too.
I loved the first Robert Pattinson Batman.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
That movie was so weird. That movie was the most accurate Batman. I don't care.
Yeah, like realistic. I like it so much more than like the ones, the Zack Snyder ones.
Yeah. I would say I think Christian Bale is overrated as Batman.
Even though he's your favorite actor.
he is a good Bruce Wayne, just not a good Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got all that Bruce Wayne charm to him. But as Batman, it's just like you always feel like he's trying too hard.
You think
but
so?
But Batman doesn't try too hard. He's just there. Like he's like, I'm Batman. But Christian Bale is like, I'm Batman. You know?
I do like I like Robert Pattinson more as Batman than Christian Bale. I like Christian Bale though. I don't think he's bad.
I don't think he did bad. I just don't think he was all that. Like I wouldn't put him in my top. Shoot, I'll take Zack Snyder's Batman over his Batman.
Dude, no.
I would, dude.
You like
what's his
Ben
name?
Affleck Batman?
Ben Affleck's Batman
more than
physically and like.
No.
I just don't like the killing part. That's the only thing
No.
I do, bro.
Christian Bale is so much better.
Christian Bale was better as Batman.
And he's so much better as a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
too.
I mean 100%. He's easily the best Bruce Wayne, easily. But like Batman, bro, like even the fighting style, nothing like Batman. He was doing like some like, what do you call it? Punching stuff.
Ben Affleck's Batman is like all bulky and like he can barely move around.
Like, but he was moving around though.
No, Christian Bale's is like stealthy.
I mean, he is.
I want my Batman. My Batman stealthy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, in the first movie, he was really Batman, Christian Bale. Like, he was really Batman. Mm-hmm. In the second movie, it was less Batman. I'm not gonna lie, it was so much less Batman.
Whatever you say.
It's
man.
It's like he just emptied the voice up a lot, and like I could barely understand what he was saying, and he wasn't as sneaky either in that second movie, because I guess he didn't really have to be. And in the third movie, that was I don't know, just purely as Batman, I would take like what's his name, edges it. He edges
Pattinson?
No, Affleck.
No.
Edges it over Christian Bale.
No, edges it. No
bro.
way, man.
I'll die on that hill. But Pattinson is better than both of them.
Fine. You could. It's all yours. It's your hill.
I'll die on that.
All right. I can't really think of any other trilogies right now.
Yeah.
There's some that are becoming trilogies. Mm-hmm. The Into the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah.
That's about to be a trilogy.
Well, that's gonna be a good trilogy.
Dune is gonna be a trilogy.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, they're making a third. Nice. Dune Messiah, and Dune 2 is one of my favorite movies ever. So, yeah, can't wait for that. The third one. Lisan Al Gaib, bro. Timothy Chalamet, so good. I think Dune should win Best Picture, man.
Should have won or should win?
Should win. Dune 2, I think, should win Best Picture. Okay. But I don't know if it will. I can't think of any other trilogies.
How to Train Your Dragon.
That's true. Yeah.
Dude, I hate that they're remaking that in live action.
I don't.
That's why I wanted to talk about like live action remakes.
Oh my gosh.
Next week, because I have a
lot
of thought about that.
They're so stupid.
Yeah.
Rant for me, Kabi.
I will, like next week though.
You want to talk about it next week?
Yeah. Just about live action remakes in general.
Okay, we'll save, because I could rant about it too. We'll save that for next week.
We're gonna start yelling in the mic. It's like,
we're gonna have to turn the mic volume down. The levels, it's just gonna be all in the red the whole time. Yeah, but should finish off with some recent movies.
Yeah.
What recent movies have you watched?
I watched Tarantino's what do you call it? The one we were just talking about.
Inglourious Basterds?
Yes, I just watched that one.
For the first time?
Yes.
Oh wow.
I was missing out.
You were missing out.
Like I'm so mad that what else? What have you watched recently?
I rewatched Heat last week.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that with my roommate. Have you seen Heat?
No.
Oh, dude, it's like a perfect action movie.
That's the one with the bus, isn't it?
Huh?
That's the one. Is that the one with the bus? Like there's a bus or am I tripping?
I think there's a bus at some point in it.
I mean, yeah, but
it's about Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
Oh, okay.
And Robert De Niro is this guy who's like a thief, and Al Pacino is like a detective trying to catch him. And it's in L.A.
Was that directed by
It's directed by Michael Mann.
Oh, okay, I was expecting.
Not Scorsese.
Oh yeah.
No, it's by Michael Mann, who's really good.
Okay.
I watched The Brutalist last week.
Mm-hmm.
That movie, saw that in theater, just came out. I thought it was amazing. Probably like one of the best movies I've seen that like has came out this decade. 2020s. I thought it was so good. Adrian Brody was amazing. The story was so good. It had an intermission.
Oh yeah.
Which was awesome.
I keep hearing about that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, and I watched Lost Highway, which is a David Lynch movie, one of the ones that I hadn't seen. It was right after he passed away, so I wanted to watch one of his movies. But David Lynch, R.I.P. GOAT.
I'm trying to think of like movies I watched recently besides The Maze Runners.
Yeah.
But I haven't really watched any movies recently. I don't think
No?
about it.
I've been slacking a little bit, but
slacking, bro. You've already watched 3 more movies than I have.
I've watched. How many movies did I watch last month? Because it's February now, new month. I haven't watched any movies yet this month. Last month I only watched 7 movies.
Only, bro. That's
usually I'm like 15 to 20.
7 is like me yearly.
Dude, usually I'm like 15 to 20 movies.
Wow, that's actually impressive. Like,
I mean, not really.
Not really for you.
No, it's just like
7 years, 7.
That's
movies.
that's like 2-3 nights a week I'm watching a movie.
Wow,
that's not that difficult.
That's hard, bro.
No, it's not. It's just you got nothing to do. Heck, throw on a movie.
When I have nothing to do, I just lay there.
Just lay there.
I gotta let my thoughts do the movie for me. Yeah, you know what I mean. Either I'm laying
your mind
there.
is your mind is a movie.
Yes, that's how it goes for me.
Cool.
So I don't really have any movies besides that one that I just watched.
Glorious Bastards.
Glorious Bastards.
And you're gonna watch Come and See.
Come and See, yes, tonight.
I'll watch it too this week.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week.
Honestly, I'm tired because I have rehearsal right before.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'll watch it this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week on Monday. I think that's about it though. Episode 2.
Yep.
Of Real Talk. If you got any ideas for stuff that you want us to talk about, let us know. But yeah, that's it. Episode 2 of Real Talk. Thanks for listening.